Hello everyone, my name is Hitesh and I welcome you all to the part 2 of our futures learning. Now in the previous chapter or the previous part we understood the mechanism of forward contract, what exactly is forward contract, why was the concept of forward contracts introduced in the market. Now in the previous chapter we also understood that what are the challenges which we faced while trading forwards contract. The challenges were like the liquidity risk, that is finding a willing party willing to take the opposite direction to what our views are. Default risk was one bigger factor because there is no regulatory body and it's an OTC agreement, so there was no regulatory body to govern the forward contract, so default became a major factor while trading forwards contract. As we have been mentioning regularly that forwards contract don't have any regulatory authority. There is no one governing the forwards contract, so that was one issue which you had to face if you had to figure out the rules and regulations regarding the forward contracts. And you can't bail out in between the agreement. So what happens sometimes if your views change during the duration of the contract, it was difficult to bail out of the agreement because these are fixed agreements which they have fixed maturity, fixed price, which are pre-decided at the time of entering the contract. So if your views change in between, even though you are not sure about the current view which you are holding right now, you still have to bear the losses because you are already part of the existing contract. So what happened here is this: with the help of futures contract, all the problems which were initially faced while trading the forwards contract were actually carefully analyzed and solved by using the futures contract. So futures contract solves the problem of the liquidity. Now what happens in liquidity is that in the forward market it was difficult to find someone willing to take an opposite position in the market, but liquidity is never a problem in case of futures contract because there are many willing players who are willing to take opposite position in the market, and you just have to walk in the financial institution which caters to futures contract. And supposedly in case of our silver example, if you have a strong view in the market, it is very easy to find someone willing to take an opposite position to your view in the market. So the problem of liquidity was solved to a large extent using the futures contract, and the problem of default was solved. Why? So what happens is the futures contract are regulated and governed by the SEBI in India, that is the Security and Exchange Board in India. So whenever you take a futures contract position, you have to deposit certain margin with the brokers, which is again used as a safety net for the brokers to solve the contract just in case someone is willing to default. The margin money will be blocked by you for you, and that money will be used to pay off the other party. So the problem of default is solved using the futures contract. And as I've already told you that the futures contract are governed by the exchanges in that particular country. If I were to give the example of India, in India the futures contract are governed under the rule of SEBI, that is the Security and Exchange Board of India. All the rules and regulations are framed by it, and their decisions are taken to be final at the end of the trade, and gives the luxury of foreclosure. Now when I'm saying foreclosure, because of the availability of liquidity, you can take a counter position. Supposedly if you have a bullish stance on shares of some company at the time of entering the futures contract, now after some times you feel that the market is weak and your view might be wrong, you can just take an opposite position in the market, and your agreement or your initial contract is just squared off, and you save a lot of money because you have realized that the views are wrong and you don't have to stick on to your position till the end of agreement. So these main 4 issues which were a problem with the forward contracts are being solved using the futures contract. So in simple terms, future contract is a derivative instrument which derives its value from an underlying asset. The underlying asset could be shares, equity, bonds, commodities, anything. And these are governed and regulated by the regulatory bodies of that country. And in case of India, it is governed by Security and Exchange Board of India. Now what are the key features of a futures contract? The prices are derived from the price of underlying asset. To give you an example, supposedly if I want to take a futures contract position in say Reliance Industries, so the spot price of Reliance Industry is where the futures price of Reliance Industries are derived from. The next important feature of futures contract is that futures contracts are tradable in the market. Just like the cash market, you can buy and sell the shares at any time you are willing to do. In case of futures contract, you can enter and exit a position how many ever times you intend to. This is possible because the contracts are liquid and you can get a lot of players willing to take opposite position to your view in the market. It is well regulated because as and when you enter a trade, a certain amount of margin money is kept with the broker and the exchange, so there is no chance of default, and it is well regulated by the Security and Exchange Board of India, and it is cash settled. In India, the futures agreement are cash settled. You don't have to do any physical delivery of your shares. Supposedly in case of shares, if you are willing to take futures contract of say Reliance Industries, and there are certain number of shares in particular lot, so as and when the contract expires, you just don't have to have physical shares of Reliance Industries. Just the cash differential is what you have to pay at the time of settlement of contract. and there is margin required. Now this is very important factor because it solves the problem of regulation and it solves the problem of default. At the time of entering the contract only, a certain amount of margin has to be there in your trading account and is blocked by the broker and the exchange. So even if the party is willing to default, they can't do so because the money is blocked in their trading account, and that money will be used to pay off the other party in case the party loses. And futures contract have specific expiry dates. At any time in the Indian market, the futures contract has 3 expiries running, that is the near month, middle month, and the far month, and they are always expired on the last Thursday of the month. And if the last Thursday is a holiday, then they expire on the preceding day. Each and every contract have specific expiry date, and they are mentioned at the time when the contract starts. So these are some of the basic features of futures contract. Now let us understand the futures contract pricing with the help of a simple example. The company which under consideration here is Reliance Industries Limited, and the spot price of Reliance is say rupees 1980, and the futures price for Reliance is 1971. There's a difference. The difference is because of the mathematical calculation, which I'll be explaining in the chapters to follow. And the number of shares per lot of futures contract of Reliance Industries is 250 shares. So as and when you buy one lot of futures contract of Reliance Industries, you are trading equal to 250 shares of Reliance Industries. So if the share price of Reliance Industries say goes up by 20 to 2000 rupees, then the future price will also go up by 20 to 1991. So then the profit in that case will be 1991, that is the exit price minus the entry price into number of shares, which is rupees 5000 is the amount of money which you make if the share price of Reliance Industries goes up by 20 rupees. This is a basic calculation of understanding the future contract. I hope this chapter gave you a decent clarity on what futures contract are. It gave you a basic introduction. We'll be dealing with more features about the futures contract and explain the other mechanism in chapters to follow. Thank you so much.